They sold their soul. What does that mean? And why is it somewhat of a common thing that happens, especially in the entertainment industry, in the celebrity culture, as well as artists themselves? And it's a more common thing than we might realize. And many people just know how to hide it well, or even hide it especially from themselves, to the point where they themselves don't even recognize that they might be selling out. And what does that mean even? Let's talk about it. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you are enjoying your day. So right now I want to just bridge the spiritual with reality at this point, because when we say somebody sold their soul, it by default has a metaphysical component to it that is undividable from the equation. A soul in itself, I've already created a video talking about what is spirituality. Specifically for this example, a soul is your space, your parameter. Your soul is the origin of your story. Your soul is the origin of anything that you observe, anything that you want to represent yourself as, because your soul is not a thing. Your soul is not a mind. Your soul is not the body. Your soul is not this. Your soul is not that. Your soul is your parameter, and it's not a thing. So it's something that we want to make sure to understand, is that your soul is the originator of all the images and all the things that you desire to represent yourself as. So all the art, all the music, all the characteristics that we use to represent ourselves and to express ourselves and our soul are a after the fact and a direct channeling from your soul to your mind, then your body. So whatever goes to your body has been processed by your mind, and your mind is a direct receptor of your soul, and it's like the conductor of the vehicle that we call the body. The mind is the conductor of the vehicle that we call the body, and your spirit is the observer of what is going on, and is the indeed instructor, or the propulsor, or how do you call it, the decision maker, or the creator of what your mind decides to conduct the body to do. So all the arts, all the things that we create, all the things that we decide to say are directly influenced by our mind, that is then directly influenced by our spirit. And many times the mind can get dirty and not understand well the messages from the spirit. And therefore your body is dirty and is maladjusted. So for a person to become a sellout, or to sell themselves, means that they have turned their expression and main ways to express their spirit through, and use the body to express themselves and their spirit, and they are using their spirit and its creativity to get the things from the world, reverting what the spirit has created. And instead of making that work for your spirit and for your mind to get where you want, to get what you want, like in the example of your body being the vehicle, your mind being the conductor, and your spirit and your spirit/soul being the observer and the one that is deciding where to go. So when somebody sells their soul, they are taking the creations of the spirit and putting that above their spirit. So whatever they are creating now is what rules over their spirit to create more. We can see that with contracts, for instance, right? There are contracts where you have to create a certain amount of songs to get a certain amount of money, to get a certain amount of recognition. You put yourself in a position where your spirit is working for the money. Your spirit is working for the security. Your spirit is working for the recognition instead of the recognition, the money, the world working for your spirit by creating, because you know that you want to express yourself, you know that you want to represent your spirit, and you want to represent it in a way that is true to your spirit. And when you sell out, you make the recognition and the money be the sole purpose for why you are expressing yourself as a spirit. That's when somebody becomes a sellout, where they sell their souls, when they sell themselves to the devil, instead of you making the money. And I'm not saying money is bad, I'm not saying reality is bad. It actually is neutral. It's something that we use and that we as spirits have created to work for us, to express ourselves, to expand our reality and our wisdom and knowledge and experience. It is neutral because we use it. We use it for various things. The knife is not bad. It's who uses it that can make it be something good or be something bad. So there's an example. You have the pentagram, right? The 5-pointed star. That symbol and that geometry by default is filled with the golden ratio. And the golden ratio is present throughout the whole existence. And that is by default the representation of our spirit. If you have ever seen like the golden ratio, it's like the spiral that infinitely goes smaller, and each proportion of the Fibonacci sequence is exactly the same, no matter how big or how small it is. And the pentagram is riddled and full of the golden ratio. So it by default is a structure created directly from the spirit. And you can see in the pentagram that there are 5 points in the pentagram, and in between there is a pentagon. And in the pentagram, we see this in spirituality as the top part of the pentagram, the highest part, the upper part, being the spirit. Although the spirit is no thing, it is simply a representation of how we create reality, of how we create the mind and reality thereafter. We command. So you have the top part, which is the spirit. Then you have on the left fire, on the down there water, on the other side earth, and up there you have air. So you can see that the spirit is commanding through all the other elements to create a specific outcome, a specific way of movement, a specific movement. This is not really a lesson about the elements right now, but just so you can understand. Fire is your imagination, is your creativity. Water is when that creativity condenses and then it becomes emotion, it becomes feeling. So you can basically receive, that's water. Then you have earth, which is reality, being realistic, being practical, creating some form of routine and pattern, creating some form of realistic approach to things, right? Then you have air, the ability to think about reality, the ability to analyze and see and communicate and travel and have some form of lighter approach to the more denser parts like earth and water, which are more emotional or are more receptive to the things the spirit wants to create, right? And when there is an upside, right side up pentagram, that is when you have the spirit at the top and all the other elements are working for it. So it's like you're using the elements to work for you. But what happens when you sell your soul? By default, it's like you devalue yourself and your spirit, and you stop believing in your spirit to the point where you revert the pentagram, and now your spirit is at the bottom and all the other elements are the ones that are making your spirit work for them. It's like the world, right? Because with all the elements, we create the world as spirits together. So at this point, when the pentagram is reversed, that's when you sold your soul and all the other elements, and the world is making it work, is making you and your spirit work for it. That's how you see wage slaves. That's how you see artists stuck in contracts for so long that they have lost spark and even sometimes take their own lives because of it. You see the passion of somebody gone and they want to get rid of whatever they have created. And sometimes they want to get rid of themselves because it's so unbearable. Those are all decisions in the end of the day. Obviously, there are some that are more overt and other ones that are more covert. And those are decisions that we take. And some people decide to sell their souls because they truly don't see another option. But that is also because a mind is so clogged that you will not see other options, whilst there is all possibilities available to you. If you open yourself to it, you will be able to see other options besides selling your soul to the world, you being the one that is working for the things of the world instead of the things of the world working for you. And when somebody sells their soul, they are selling basically their soul for money, fame, recognition, survivalism, realism, or comfort, all of those things that are naturally obtained if you believe in yourself and you move through the world believing in yourself without selling your soul, without selling your essence to it. Because what's the point in the end of the day? What will you gain when you are on your deathbed knowing that you have sold your creativity to get some crumbs, to get some money, to get all of those things that didn't really brought you nowhere far? Because money, like a person can come to as much money as they want, but real fulfillment, like you can get happiness by having a lot of money, right? You can survive by having a lot of money, but will you get fulfillment? Many people, they come to the highest points in their lives when it comes to money and recognition, and only then they start to see that what really matters is your spirituality, wisdom and knowledge that you get through your life, and the things that you learn through it and through your experiences, and the connections that you build with people that truly matter to you. And the money is really just the safe net for you not to fall through. No matter how much money you get, you will not be fulfilled if your spirit is not being expressed through the mediums that you truly want to experience life through, right? There are specific things that you want to create, like artists. There are specific artists that one likes to sing, and they do a lot of music, and that's their way. They know this is something that they want to do the rest of their lives. Others like to paint and create all this stuff. Others like to create videos and make movies, and they wouldn't sell themselves out for nothing. And you have to have that belief and assert yourself to the point where no matter how much money comes your way, but they are telling you, oh, we want you to do in this way. We want you to do this in this way and you will get millions, right? We want you to create music promoting the new president, and you don't believe that. You don't believe in that way. You don't want to do that. If you do that, you will be selling out. You will not be doing it for... Like, I heard this phrase, which is very good, where an artist was saying, if you wouldn't do this for free, if you wouldn't create this for free, do not do this for money, because you are selling out, no matter how small. It might be just like a little commission of nothing. But if you are doing that on such a small scale, what do you think you are going to do when you're gonna get met with $30 million in your face? Oh, you're gonna go right there and sell your soul. That's what these people do. That's what happens when somebody that you see that you like, an artist that you like, and they sold themselves to those $30 million, but you don't know how many doors they had to go through, what kind of hands and dicks they had to suck. Yes, they sold out, and they had to suck all these dicks to get so much money. And spiritually, they have been corrupted. They have descended, and it takes a lot of travels to recover from it, because it's spiritual damage. Spiritual damage is even worse than physical. Like, you can die, but death is better than spiritual death. It's better for you to die defending what you believe in than live defending what you do not believe in. And that's what selling your soul is. So I wish this was interesting. Let me know in the comments what you think about this subject in the comments. Let me know. And I will see you all very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to check out my LinkTree in the description. Check out Esotericcloudsurfer. He breaks down a lot of interesting esoteric concepts. And get a reading from him if you are interested in that. I will see you all very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.